Let me recede back a bit. It's based on a true story, this story, and it's kind of not so publicised because I don't think anyone believes that the story is kind of one of those things that really exist. But there's a whole industry of people that do this, right? They extract money.
I foresee a problem.
I am aware that there is a 300-foot deep untraversable ravine, but if you give yourself enough runway, build up some speed, and flap your arms like so,
It should take the bump out of the landing.
God, thank you for your time today. How you doing?
Very well, thank you. Yourself?
Absolutely, I'm doing good, buddy. Man, listen, the fans got a lot to be excited with this one, but I got to just jump to what I think is the most insane scene I've seen in a very, very long time, and that's the helicopter chasing the UTV. Can you talk about building that sequence and finding like the right balance between like the chaos, the danger, and just ultimately the fun and how it was shot?
Let me recede back a bit. It's based on a true story, this story, and it's kind of not so publicised because I don't think anyone believes that the story is kind of one of those things that really exist. But there's a whole industry of people that do this, right? They extract money and people back, and it's somewhere in the ambiguity of in the grey, right, between the dark world of something that's illegal and the white world of legality, and I'm not sure which one takes the higher moral ground, by the way. But what ends up happening is these people that oscillate between the two are much more interesting to me, right? So it's the idea that you have professionals that have learned their skills in a legal sense, and then they apply them in an illegal sense, and then you end up oscillating in the grey. So it's how do you extract people professionally as opposed to a bunch of hoods extracting another hood.
Yeah.
What happens when you apply a professional, highly trained, operative set of professionals, and you apply them to a world of the illegal world of shenanigans.
Yeah.
And then you end up in kind of, for as far as I'm concerned, in the best of all worlds. You end up with professionals in an unprofessional game.
Yeah. Yeah.
And really, so that sequence was really about the application of professional versus non-professional.
It's brilliant. I literally wanted to watch that scene just over and over and over. And I love how immersive the film was too, because as long as, the viewers were kind of overseeing everything that's happening, but there's moments where you actually feel like you're in the driver's seat. You're in the action. You're ducking, the gravel and everything coming your way. And I thought it was such a good time. Another thing I thought you did that was completely brilliant was in the first part of this film, the use of like the graphics and the textual overlays to really set the tone for this world. I thought it was such a great way to give us information without over explaining everything. But my favorite scene of this is when Bronco, he gets to talk about the principal agenda and all the toys and tools that are at hand. Basically the shopping list that was there. Can you talk about just how fun that was to design that, the whole language and the rhythm, Jake Gyllenhaal delivering fantastic moments. And I stood up and clapped because it was just brilliant to what it was. And also drink responsibly, please. But talk about bringing that scene together.
Well, I suppose in terms of a shopping list, to those that deal in this particular world all the time, it's just a boring shopping list, right? So they're going to the supermarket essentially, but to the rest of us, it's pretty exotic. To them, it's pretty prosaic. So the idea that but the specificity is the difference between an expert and an amateur, right? So if you're going to use experts, they have to be very specific with the ingredients that go into the cake. And having spent a little bit of time researching this world, the specificity of what those tools are is like very interesting to me. They're very particular about what it is that they use, and then they're they have a very sort of duct tape affair with it, right? It was quite interesting. I watched a thing about the difference between the English Special Forces, American Special Forces,
Mm.
is that we duct tape everything, right? Because we don't have them, we don't have the money like you guys, right? We don't have the muscularity and the money. And actually, again, there's somewhere between the two worlds that works very well. That you need a jerry-rigged approach towards cobbling things together so they actually work. And it's amazing what you can do with a bit of duct tape.
Yeah.
And then, but it's great to have the muscularity sometimes. So in the shopping scene, the shopping list scene that you're talking about, there's some really forensic bits of kit, and there's some very broad non-forensic bits of kit. And to me, it's just interesting that, you know, if that's your bread and butter, that's what you operate with. To the rest of us, it's kind of a pretty exotic shopping list.
Yeah. I know you're very particular about films you want to do sequels with, but I have to just say, I can't wait for everybody to check this out. And I hope we get to spend a lot more time in this world because you built a lot of intrigue and characters. And I think everybody's going to love it and want a lot more. So I really appreciate the time and talking
Thank
to
you
you
very
today
much
about
indeed.
it.
Thank you now.
Absolutely.
Bye-bye. What a pleasure.